Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early July 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. Guides and spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these Virgos in early July? It is Cancer season, a beautiful time of year, if I do say so myself. Shuffle it up, my guides. What energies, messages, insights can you pass along to the Virgo collective here? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo. One card, please. Let's get these messages flying from the good friends. Okay, deck is being a little particular here. Usually your jumper pops out real quick, but there we go. Thank you. And I feel like I saw this for the Aquarius reading as well. This is a very complex card. Not that the meaning itself is complex, but for a lot of things you're going through right now, there could be a lot going on underneath the surface where it's like seems very simple, very cut and dry, but it's like, it's not really that simple. It kind of gives me that vibe. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little more about this card. So if you look at the image here, we have this lady and she's looking in the mirror. She has a mask. There's multiple mirrors here, and just the mask alone can speak about a lot going on hidden or underneath the surface. But she has all these items, all these trinkets on the desk. There's a Russian babushka doll there, which is layer upon layer upon layer. So to me, it's usually cut and dry what this represents. For, again, might be complex situations or complex emotions that you're dealing with in this time, where it's like you feel a little bit of both, or things like that, where it's like, all right, it's not as cut and dry as people might think it is. For another portion of you, you might just have a lot on your plate. Okay, you might be a little extra busy, or there's just a lot of stuff on your mind and a lot of stuff you're dealing with, because I always pick that energy up heavily whenever this card is here. It just feels very busy or very complex to me. So do with that information what you will. Again, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Busy isn't bad, but we're just going to put her down right there. Let her chill out. Let's get into tarot now. And I always say this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up here for my Virgos, please. Early July. And while we get this deck all shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Really nice energy. And I really liked seeing it because I felt like there were some rocky roads for a few weeks there. But even if it hasn't come in for you, the reading was titled A Massive Blessing. So keep your eyes open. There could be a lot of possibilities and prosperity coming down the pipeline for you. And I always say readings can bleed over for multiple weeks. So to me, it felt like something could be plopped in your lap from the universe like any day now. It felt really good, really abundant, really nice. So let's see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Virgos, please. What do we have in early July, early Cancer season from the good friends? Thank you. Wow. Okay. 7 of Wands in position number 1. And the reason I say wow is because you're sharing a lot of similarities for the beginning of a reading. This was the first card in the reading of the Capricorns, which, I mean, between us, I just filmed this before you, and I did like a whole bunch of shuffling between. So yeah, wow. Interesting. So that must be an earth sign thing. 7 of Wands is good energy to me. I mean, just like all cards, it can have a challenging aspect to it. All right, so we do have a bit of mystery happening here in the center with the 2 of Swords. Again, doesn't have to be a challenge or a bad thing. I feel like this is very neutral so far. That's just what's coming through to me. Let's get one more. Thank you. Okay, 7 of Pentacles. Wow. All right, so there, again, just like Capricorn, I feel an energy of buildup here. There's also karmic energy at play on this back end. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, It's an intriguing elemental mix here. We have fire and air, which is kind of like a spark plug in the beginning of this. But we have this earth on the back end. So this could be different situations. It could be different aspects of the same thing. No clear, concise theme as of yet, but I'm sure one will start to emerge here. This mystery in the center is really piquing my interest. It's like drawing my attention over there, even though we have karmic energy on the back. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number 1, the Seven of Wands. Now, I did say, showed up in the Capricorn reading as well in the same exact spot. And you see this person, they're up on a wall. Looks like they're doing battle, right? Like they're fending off all these other people. And I'll give you the good aspects of this first. It's a never say die type of energy. It's I will not quit. I will not stop. Tons and tons of determination within this card, which could be amazing. So for a lot of Virgos, I mean, I'd say Virgo, the whole zodiac sign is known for its work ethic or its commitment. And we could see that here with this card. Now, there is a rougher aspect to this as well. There could be certain situations where you're feeling a little bit cornered. You might be feeling a little bit trapped because it's like an imprisoned type of energy similar to the Eight of Swords. But when I see this, it's like, yeah, I don't care what's in front of me. I'm just going to keep pushing through, especially with this fire. It's a very action-oriented type of vibe here. Even though this person's stuck, they're doing what they have to do. This can often show up when there are situations that the universe is testing us with or putting in front of us. So we will see. It's also combative, right? Like that person's not messing around. They're not playing games. So your temper might be a little hotter than it normally is, which is fine. Now, moving to the center, and we'll get back to this guy here, beating other people up with the sticks. In position number 2, we have the Two of Swords. Just want to mention again, so we have the number 2, we have 2 sevens, so there's already number signs starting to show up here, which always means something. So the repeating sevens already. But 2 of Swords in the center, all twos could represent decisions, choices, being at a crossroads where something, it's either going to go this way or it's going to go that. So there might be something you're going through where the final result is not really played out yet, where it's still hanging in the balance. Now, the classical interpretation of this card, it can be someone that's a little confused, or they don't really know what to do, or they could be indecisive. But a big thing to me, it's second biggest card of mystery to me. So I think of the unexpected, the surprising. So there might be a result coming your way that you don't quite see, or there could be something coming in where it's like, okay, it hasn't shown its face just yet, but it's on its way when the Two of Swords is here. So we'll explore that, of course. I feel like this is an important aspect to the reading, especially since it's like right next to a card of determination, but also tests from Spirit. On to the back end, we have the Seven of Pentacles. And you see that person, totally different vibe than the Seven of Wands here on the front end. Now, this person is sitting there, they're watching these pentacles grow, right? They're watching the water boil. And I always say this card could represent nature itself. So enjoying time in nature, refreshing your energy in nature. This is a great card for gardening or farming. I don't know why I'm giving that message to you, but there it is. It's a card of patience, okay? Where, yeah, we have all these things happening in front end, but this is like wait and see. So in its roughest sense, it could just be something that's delayed or something that's a little frustrating, but I don't feel like this is a virtue that you lack when I see it. The biggest thing about this card is that it's karmic in nature, right? It's reaping what you sow. What you put forth, you get back in return, right? Because this person is literally waiting to harvest all those pentacles. So, I mean, you might be waiting on a harvest yourself, or this could just be karmic archetypes starting to show up for you, okay? Now, karma isn't just the universe getting retribution. Sometimes it is, of course, but it could also represent change, shifting, metamorphosis. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Virgo. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here from my Virgo friends, please. Guides and spirit team. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Seven of Wands. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Seven of Wands. What's that Seven of Wands here, please? Quick, very quick. 777. Okay, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. I wonder if we're going to get the fourth one. This is very, very powerful. Okay, this is someone that has their mind made up, or at least they're portraying that. And that's the big energy I'm picking up here. For a lot of you, you could be looking at situations with extreme logic as opposed to your emotion in this time. I feel realism here. Like, let's be realistic about this. Like, what does this really look like? Or how is this situation really going to play out? So for some of you, yeah, there could be a situation you're dealing with very similar to what I saw in Capricorn, where it's like you either need to take it seriously or you are. But I see somebody looking at it with logic, because with the Seven of Cups, it is a card that could be daydreaming. It's a card of options as well, different choices, different paths. So when I see it in reverse, it's like my mind is set up. I know what path I'm going, and I'm going to fight to make sure it happens. Okay. This could also be someone that has a strong feeling of justice to them as well. I don't know why that message is coming out, where it's like if something pops up or if something goes down that you think is a little unfair in this time, that's going to spark a really rough reaction from you or someone around you. Okay. This reading is splintering off already in a lot of different ways. So just to simplify it, again, I feel like this is someone that they have their mind made up, and they're going to fight to try to follow through on that. But again, if you are dealing with a situation that you're taking seriously or you need to, I see you using logic and being very realistic. So this is good. Let's keep moving forward. I don't feel like we need to overanalyze it, but again, I just have to mention the fact that we have a karmic card on the back. Now we have the 777, the repeating signs, the omens, the synchronicities from spirit that might be trying to get your attention or try to show you something. So let's go in on that Two of Swords, because it's very rare that I get 3 or 4 of the same number, right? There's only 4 of each number in the whole deck, not counting the majors. But let's see what that Two of Swords has. Let's see what this mystery is about. Thank you. Okay, strength in reverse. So in this time, there are a couple of things that I really want you to watch out for. And I have this energy right here in the front end where there could be a situation or something that's taken up a lot of your focus in this time, and then something else pops up. Okay, so for some Virgos, take that however it hits, but I feel like, okay, this is what I'm working on. This is where my focus is. This is what's happening. And then boom, this Two of Swords with strength in reverse. It's like, whoa, where did that come from? I'm also getting other messages here too, but let's talk about it a little more in depth. The strength card, Leo energy. Okay. When I see it in the upright, it's about your internal strength, your determination, like we're seeing here, your inner character. So when I see it in reverse underneath the Two of Swords, I feel like this could be an unexpected issue or problem popping up. Okay. Some of you, there could be some big temptation coming in as well. So if there's something you're trying to refrain from or something you're trying to wait on, you could be very tempted to cave in on something in this time. That's a big vibe I'm picking up here in the center. So we're not going to overcomplicate it again, but to me, it feels like when your energy is so focused in on one thing, this other one's going to pop up and arise. So watch out for the surprising or unexpected problems here, because it's like you might be so invested in one thing where this other one just catches you completely off guard. Let's keep moving. Again, we're not going to overcomplicate it, and watch out for temptation in this time as well. But let's see what that Seven of Pentacles has to say. I mean, I always try to keep every reading as simplistic as possible, just so it's easily digestible. But to me, I feel like I can continue pulling messages from this. Like, there's a lot, and I kind of picked it up here in the very beginning with this card. Feels like there's layers on layers on layers in your reading this week. So let's see what the Seven of Pentacles has, then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So what's the Seven of Pentacles about? Please, what's this karmic energy? What's this karmic energy? Thank you. Hanged Man in reverse. Your patience will be rewarded eventually at some point. I mean, the Hanged Man is usually a retracted, pulled back type of vibe. It's a card that could represent you in my style. It could also represent Scorpio. So I pick up Scorpio, Virgo whenever the Hanged Man is here. And it is generally withdrawn, pulled back, not moving. It's extremely analytical. So when I see it in reverse underneath the Seven of Pentacles, this could be several things. One, this could be that karmic wheel turning, a karmic change or shift coming in for a lot of you. where it's like, okay, here comes the change, here comes the metamorphosis, ready or not, here it comes. It's like giving me that type of vibe. But again, the first message I was picking up with a card of you in reverse under the Seven of Pentacles, your patience or your dedication to something will eventually be rewarded here when this Hanged Man flips in reverse, because now it's taking action, now it's making moves. So for some of you, if you've been waiting on the sidelines or waiting on something or just waiting in general, you might be getting to the point now where it's like, okay, I'm done waiting. Like, I'm not going to wait anymore. Now's the time to pounce. Now's the time to move. If that's not you, that could be somebody else, right? Getting ready to pounce or make a move. Okay. And again, very similar to the Capricorn reading this week for some bizarre reason. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Again, I feel like there's more in this spread. But I mean, sometimes I wish I did extend it. But let's go through and I'll give you the quick recap before we get into the shadow card. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we do have, I mean, in the whole reading, we have 3 7s. So first and foremost, watch for the number signs and synchronicities from Spirit, because they could be trying to direct you. But we have the 7 of Wands with the 7 of Cups in reverse. I did say this could be someone that has their mind set on something, where it's like, oh, this is what I'm doing, this is my decision, this is the route I'm going, and they're all in on that type of energy. I also feel there is a situation that you could be taken seriously, or you should, which isn't a bad thing, but I just see a lot of focus on one particular situation here. And moving over to the center, when I see the 2 of Swords with Strength in reverse, I feel like so much focus could be on this that you don't see what's coming from the other side. Okay, so just beware. There could be issues or situations that pop up unexpectedly or surprisingly right there in the center. I did also say beware of temptation. So if there's something you're refraining from or trying to stay away from, there could be a big temptation to cave on that. Moving to the back end, we have the 7 of Pentacles with the Hanged Man flipped up in reverse. Your patience or your dedication to something will be rewarded at some point soon or eventually. That energy is going to change and shift, and I do feel it's like karmically as well. So it's kind of like written in the universe that something is about to start shifting for you in a very powerful way. So lots of strong energy here, lots of stuff brewing for the Virgo collective. Please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. Maybe we'll get a little more detail here. So let's shuffle it up one time. What do we have for Virgos in the shadows? And yes, I always like to pull one of these at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see just yet. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get your one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going. What do we have for Virgo in the shadows? There we go. Thank you. All right, so we have the Page of Pentacles, a card that could represent you, my friends, which is generally pretty positive. I always say pages represent students, and they also represent messengers. So when this shows up in the shadows, there could be something that you're thinking or feeling that you're not really letting out, or you're not letting somebody onto it for whatever reason. So just keep that in mind. And again, these energies could always shift, you know the deal. But the Page of Pentacles is, again, one of the bigger messengers in the whole mix. Now, another thing I will say for a lot of you, when the page shows up here in the shadows, if it's not representing some aspect of yourself that might need to be taken a look at, this page is learning and working on something fresh and something new. So I feel for a lot of you, there could be something or someone new coming into your life in short order here, and it could be something with a lot of potential. That's what I always pick up when I see the Page of Pentacles. But again, there is something around a conversation here as well. That something you might be feeling or something they might be feeling, they're not really letting it out for whatever reason, and it could need to be addressed. But we're just going to leave it at that, Virgo. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The link is down below. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of another one of my favorite decks, the Wizard's Tarot. Absolutely beautiful and works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, since I have the travel bug lately, let me know down in the comments what is the most beautiful place you visited in person. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.